Kevin, you can't say enough about both teams, the game. It had a little bit of everything. Obviously, America's known for fireworks. They couldn't get it quite going today. Harper home run, and then Venezuela answers the punch back with a counter punch.
I got to tell you, Venezuela well deserved to win this whole thing. They play well better than the U.S. through the whole time. They hit better, they pitch better. I mean, what else? They execute it when they have to, and they taking home this crowd.
Yeah, I think, people are going to say what happened to the U.S. offense, but at some point you got to tip your cap to the Venezuelan pitching staff. All the way from Rodriguez at the start, and the bullpen did what they've been doing this entire series, or this entire tournament. So tip your cap to Venezuela. They deserve to be the champs.
You talk about this Venezuelan team. They came in as the fourth best odds to win it, right? So we knew they were a good team. They had never even been to a final before, and they get it done here today as we will go through and hand out the medals and present the championship trophies. So first, it's Team USA getting these silver medals, which, of course, are bittersweet for them right now. You knew this was a win or else situation, and this one's got to sting a little bit. And obviously, they had a great run. And when Harper hit the home run, Allen looked like, oh, my goodness, the energy, the bat flip, everything. But just wasn't enough on this day.
It wasn't. And, it's unfortunate because Miller could not pitch. And obviously, in different rules, he will be able. The rule of thumb is the home team tie game, Miller would pitch. But, of course, nobody's fault. This is March, and you have restrictions. That's the unfortunate part. But, again, you can't say enough about Venezuela. Most teams would take a hit like that and lay down. They did exact opposite. Came right back and got to work.
The tough love, man. I got to tell you, March have a lot to do with the U.S. not winning or executing the way they normally. This is a team full of studs. These guys, when they are good to go, when they are ready, they are unstoppable. Fortunately, everybody's battling with balance, mechanic, timing, and that's why you see a team like this one not producing at the right time.
You feel for him. You look, nobody on that team has a smile on their face going through that line. It's a great deal of disappointment. This wasn't the expectations of anyone in that clubhouse coming into this tournament. But like we said, Venezuela played better. They deserve to be the champions. But you can see the disappointment on the U.S. players' faces.
You wonder what they're going to think about through this one. Obviously, a well-played and well-pitched game from both sides. They were being one hit for a while and then two hit until Harper hit the two-run home run after the two-out walk to Bobby Witt, and then Harper unloaded and got them some new life. But the entire tournament, the offense really never came around to what we thought this team could be. And I think, Derek, part of that is, and this is not to make any excuses, they're obviously all great players, but it still is March. And a lot of guys aren't totally locked in on offense when March for the season even starts.
Yeah, it takes time. But, look, it takes time for every one of these teams.
You're right.
So, you can't really use that as an excuse for, the U.S. not swinging the bats well. A lot of times offense is contagious. Good offense and bad offense. And you sit around, you're waiting for that one or two things to happen and then a domino effect, but it just never really got going with an exception of the first couple games.
I tell you, Kevin, I've been in this situation in the losing locker room, and it's never fun. And there's a bunch of great, classy guys. They put a lot of energy, a lot of effort. You see Commissioner Rob Manfred. He's very proud of the whole American team. He's also very proud of the whole Venezuelan team. But this is the bad part about competition. Somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. But I still tip my cap to both sides, and America did a good job as well.
I got to tell you guys, one thing that, as a being part of the Dominican team front office, and looking at the guys, especially batters, how they got prepared. Everybody kind of start working on their timings and stuff like that way earlier than when they put the team together. And I think that's what the U.S. need to go to so they can come in a better type of shape when it comes down to hitting. Because pitching get ready faster than batters. And we saw during this tournament pitching abusing batters more likely. But if you look at the teams that hit better than others, they got prepared earlier than others. And that's why you see a team like Japan executing offensively better than everybody else throughout the year. It's because they get prepared earlier than everybody else.
No doubt. And the pitching for Venezuela was terrific. Really, this entire tournament. Certainly again today is you see Clayton Kershaw, who, you know, this was his final motion on a baseball field. Came out, of course, retired from the Dodgers last year. Came out, never ended up pitching, but came to be with this team. And again, bittersweet moment for Team USA as they accept their silver medals, and a heck of a run to get here, and a great final game that they come up short as Venezuela sits and waits on the other side to receive the gold medal and the championship trophy for the first time in their history. As a matter of fact, this would be the first international competition win for Venezuela since 1945 in any international competition.
Wow.
So this is, for a great baseball nation, it's a long time coming. And you can only imagine what they're feeling in that nation right now. I mean, there's no one that's left this stadium here. As a matter of fact, after Venezuela won, Salvador Perez let everybody out on the field, and a rousing ovation from these Venezuelan fans here. A special moment in their history.
I didn't know it's been that long since they won on the international stage, but I guarantee you all those players in that clubhouse knew it.
Oh, yeah.
Venezuela. You can see the jubilation on their faces as they celebrate.
And you know,
how much it means.
Jeet, Poppy, and KB, I know we all play Little League. And as you look at the monitor here, we've all had that moment. We've both been on the winning side and one on the losing side. But whether you're 25, 35, or 45, you remember being a 10-year-old boy and getting that medal and representing your team or your country. And look at this guy right here, one of the greatest of all time.
Miguel Cabrera, one of the greatest hitters ever, tears rolling down his eyes.
I tell
Coach
you
on the
guys,
staff.
I keep on telling you guys need to know this. This game brings so many people together worldwide. And a country like Venezuela that have been through so much, this is huge for Venezuela. That's why you see those guys tearing out. They know what this means to their country, to their people, especially with everything that they have been through, man. This gonna have a very positive impact in that country in a type of way that is going to last forever.
Yeah, again, Venezuela was the fourth best odds to win this thing, and they've had good runs before, just haven't gotten to the final. And you remember, you know, kind of little revenge over Team USA in 2023 in that quarterfinal when they had the lead and Trey Turner hit a grand slam late and they had the heartbreak. Well, here it looked like it was going to happen again with the Harper home run to tie things up that electrified this crowd. But Venezuela, they've been so gutty and resilient in this tournament. They came back to knock off Japan. They were down in that game to Japan 5-2. They win that game. They were down in the semifinal to Italy 2-0. They come back and win that game. They weren't down in this game, but they took an absolute punch to the face, and they still had enough resilience to come back and find a way to score a run and win it.
You're right, KB, and like any good boxer, right, you're able to punch and counter punch and take blows, and Venezuela did that. They did that with the long ball. They did that with great defense, great leadership, and Perez. And the last two nights been unbelievable pitching.
As they continue with the silver medals to Team USA, and once they do that, then Venezuela is ready for the trophy and to take their gold medals. And this crowd is getting revved up. Listen to this.
I'll tell you what, not one Venezuelan fan has left this building.
They know how to celebrate. I keep on telling you, they know how to celebrate.
And KB, Poppy and I were saying before the game, and it's hard for some of the listeners that are not from South America to really understand it from a foreign country. This game means more than a World Series because it brings a whole country together. You see the tears, you see the emotions. You see the great Omar Lopez, the manager of Venezuela, who did an unbelievable job with the captain right there in Salvi Perez. There's a reason why Perez played tonight.
It's such a good point. Think about Omar Lopez right there with the goggles on. Salvador Perez's block. There's Omar. He's been with the Houston Astros organization for 25 years. Been a manager for this team the last couple of World Baseball Classics. And now he is immortal in Venezuela forever. come the gold medals. What a scene this is here in Miami. Venezuela, World Baseball Classic champions. Look at the jubilation.
And how great is it to see Commissioner Manfred excited and giving these guys a hug? This means the world to these players, getting a hug by the commissioner. And Salvi Perez, who was #1, Poppy, he has a lot of the same attributes you had. Very lovable, a great leader, a great communicator, and a big-time clutch player. And there he is with a big hug.
I told you guys that having Salvador Perez behind the plate was huge tonight. And a night like tonight, you want to have the experience to play a role better than somebody that can get a couple of hits. And Salvador Perez behind the plate, he is absolutely solid. That's why he has been in this game for so long. And he needs to lead this ball club based on his experience, leading and giving some guidance to the pitching staff. That's why those guys was hitting the spot. And like I told you guys, he's one of the best framing pitchers behind the plate.
He's the elder statesman.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you never want to say who it means more to, people playing on a team. But you talk about, I bet you he knows more about Venezuelan baseball history than any of those other players on that team. So it means a lot to him.
Yeah, I think that's one of the many great stories for this team, and so many great players on this team, MVPs, all-stars, and even guys that haven't pitched in the majors in a while, guys that haven't been there. But I think about a guy that has, Eduardo Rodriguez, who started this game. Bobby, you said you talked to him and you said you thought that his velocity was back. He looked like the guy that used to be your teammate back in the day. And you know what? He set the tone, man. 4 1/3 innings. He was absolutely terrific for Venezuela tonight.
This is a guy that when his location is on and his velocity, he knows how to keep batters off of balance very well. Like I say, his last outing against the Dominican Republic, we had that conversation, and I was like, bro, you got your velocity back. It's like, I'm feeling good, my arm is good. Now, in between that 95, 97 miles an hour fastball and that changeup, I'm more effective than when I was 93, 94, and then changeup 88, 89. That's what he did all night, guys. Locate his pitches. He got this great catcher behind the plate who give him guidance, and that great lineup that the U.S. have, he basically dominated all night long.
We talked about early on that he needed to give them length. He gave them more than they needed, you know, because he went out there, he was pretty much dominating. And when you're facing a lineup like the U.S., I mean, you never have any room to breathe, but he was going through it like he was in midseason form.
Hey, Cap, there was a great shot of Johan Santana, was a pitching coach, and Miguel Cabrera, the hitting coach. And having a guy like Salvi Perez, experience matters this time of year, even though it's March, in these pivotal games. And having those guys around made a big difference.
Gold medals, are we finished handing these out, getting closer to a trophy, which is going to be an absolute party. I think we still got a few more to go, and we do, as you see, as these Venezuelan players bask in their glory in this first-time World Baseball Classic victory. They take it home 3-2, and they are going to enjoy every moment of this, and really they're going to be legendary forever in Venezuela. With all the great culture and baseball history of that country. Cal Garcia had another big hit tonight. Sacrifice fly got them going. He had the game-winning hit last night. So just get the medal there.
Very well deserved in Venezuela. Very well deserved. Those guys, they played their heart out. They left everything on that field. Executed defensively, offensively. Their pitching was outstanding. Their bullpen was at another level. I mean, these guys, they were unstoppable.
That home run to Harper obviously was a big hit. That was the only run their bullpen allowed in 3 winner-go-home games. That's it.
Wow.
Bullpen was absolutely sensational, Poppy. You're right. I mean, it was...
It seems like it was the only mistake. That pitch stayed in the middle of the plate. Other than that, they were locating the pitches everywhere, ups and down, east to west. I mean, they were outstanding. with velocity, power pitching.
They allowed 9 hits in 20 innings with 22 strikeouts.
In this type of format where you're going to have pitch counts throughout the entire tournament, you need a great bullpen. I mean, you're going to have to rely on the bullpen because no matter how good your starters are, they can only go so far anyways.
There he is, Eduardo Perez. Eduardo Rodriguez, my boy, getting his medal.
These fans are loving this. They're reacting to the scene on the big video board here in Miami as Acuna and all these Venezuelan superstars getting their gold medals for the first time. I tell you, look around. Still a ton of people here long after this.
They ain't going anywhere.
No. And one by one, they head up to that stage where they await the rest of their teammates, and they'll be getting a trophy in just a few minutes. Few more players to go. There's Johan. You guys competed against him. You know him well.
That's my guy,
Not
man.
a bad pitching coach, huh?
Such a great human being. Incredible career. I mean, who better than him to be their pitching coach?
And his KB, he's one of the best that's ever done it, and is also a Hall of Fame person. And when you have great guys around like Johan Santana, Miggy Cabrera, they exude confidence. You don't want to let them down. There's a sense of fear. And that's why having these great guys around is such a help. Another guy right there, Martinez.
Victor Martinez. They got all the studs out there coaching them, being around them, teaching them how to get it done. I mean, look at this guy right here.
Miguel Cabrera.
That's a masterpiece right there.
Their coaches can make an all-star team right now,
You know what I'm
today.
saying?
It doesn't matter how old they are.
Wow.
2026.
Outstanding.